Hello, I'm Peter Bergman. This is my official YouTube channel. I'll be updating you with the latest news, so please subscribe to my channel.
What is up, my beautiful people? Welcome back to the channel. Today is a gorgeous Tuesday. The sun is shining, but honestly, the weather outside does not match the absolute hurricane happening inside my brain right now. Grab your snacks, grab your emotional support water bottles, and let's dive straight into the madness. My jaw is literally on the floor right now. I am hitting record at 3 a.m. with bloodshot eyes, because if I do not get these thoughts out of my system immediately, I am going to spontaneously combust. Besties, we need to hold a literal intervention right now because the writers of The Young and the Restless have completely lost their minds, and I am absolutely ascending! What did we just watch? I am shaking, I am sweating, and my brain is basically a buffering wheel right now because out of nowhere, with zero warning, Claire literally just walked in and caught Kyle Abbott and Victoria Newman kissing. Yes, you heard me right. Kyle and Victoria are locking lips, and I am screaming into the mic. I was not prepared for this level of unhinged chaos, and honestly, I feel like I need a therapist to process this visual. Totally, I need us to pause and just absorb the sheer magnitude of this moment. Kyle Abbott and Victoria Newman, is it just me, or did they completely fumble the bag on this one, or is this low-key the most genius, chaotic pairing they have ever thrown at us? I am oscillating between pure hype and total disbelief over that massive pivot, and I low-key need to trauma dump this entire experience onto the squad who actually gets the vision. The family dynamics alone are enough to make my head spin entirely off my neck. We are talking about the core of the Newman and Abbott rivalry being completely disregarded for a random makeout session that nobody had on their bingo cards. It is pure main character energy to just say, forget the legacy, forget the feuds, we are just going to ruin everyone's lives. No cap, this is premium daytime drama. Mainly, we have to look at the absolute mental state of Victoria Newman right now to even begin to comprehend how she ended up falling into Kyle's arms. Besties, Victoria is going through literal hell on earth right now. We all know that on May 20th, her worst fears were confirmed when she caught Nick Newman actively using fentanyl. She cornered him, forced a confession, and discovered that he is completely compromised, buying more drugs just to stay sharp for whatever unhinged mission Matt Clark has him on. Victoria is shattered, terrified, and orchestrating a massive high-stakes family intervention for May 22nd. She is literally forcing Victor and Nikki to pause their toxic marital warfare over that ridiculous yacht plot just to save Nick's life. The woman is exhausted, vulnerable, and desperately craving an escape from her family's dark drama. Then on the complete opposite side of the spectrum, we have Kyle Abbott, who is also spiraling in his own unique, chaotic way. Kyle is currently acting as the reluctant sounding board for Jack Abbott's incredibly messy schemes. Jack is out here manipulating Nikki's anger over Victor, embellishing Victor's misdeeds just to drive a wedge in their marriage, all while offering to be Nick's official sponsor. Kyle is watching his dad cross so many moral lines, and if that wasn't enough, they just received a deeply creepy, cryptic bouquet of flowers at the Abbott mansion from none other than Patty Williams. Patty is out here terrorizing Jack, and Kyle is caught in the crossfire of this bizarre, dangerous game. So Kyle is stressed, dealing with his father's toxic machinations, and probably feeling entirely isolated. So you take Victoria's crushing family trauma and Kyle's overwhelming Abbott Mansion chaos, smash them together, and I guess you get a trauma bond that manifests as a completely unhinged makeout session. I need to know who initiated it. Was it a moment of shared exhaustion where they just looked at each other and the tension snapped? I am leaning toward pure, unadulterated trauma bonding. Victoria's probably sobbing over Nick's addiction. Kyle offers a shoulder to cry on, and bam! The wires get crossed, the boundaries dissolve, and suddenly they are kissing like the world is ending. I am literally pacing my room, thinking about the vulnerability, the desperation, the sheer inappropriate nature of it all. It is so wrong, but besties, why am I low-key shipping it? But wait, because the absolute peak cinema of it all is the fact that Claire is the one who caught them. Let's talk about Claire Newman for a second, because my girl has been on her own completely separate journey of self-discovery. Claire was just in New York City with Holden Novak, and we all know they unexpectedly slept together and caught major real feelings for each other. Claire is finally experiencing a healthy, blossoming romance. She is healing from her traumatic past. She is glowing. She is probably floating on cloud nine as she returns to Genoa City, ready to share her happiness. She walks into the room, probably expecting to debrief with her family, and instead she is hit with the ultimate jump scare of seeing Victoria and Kyle devouring each other's faces. The emotional whiplash is enough to put anyone in a coma. I am literally screaming at the screen, just replaying the visual of Claire's reaction. The way the camera panned to her face, the utter shock, the absolute betrayal, the confusion. Her jaw was on the floor right alongside mine. You could see the gears in her head completely breaking down. What is Claire supposed to do with this information? Does she scream? Does she quietly back out of the room? Does she drop her purse dramatically and let the sound startle them apart? I need the next episode immediately, because the suspense is literally eating me alive from the inside out. Claire is basically the audience surrogate in that moment, standing there completely paralyzed by the sheer audacity of the writers throwing this massive curveball at us. Wait, I'm literally yapping right now. But story time. Do you guys remember years ago when the show would just throw the most random couples together just to test our blood pressure? I swear this Kyle and Victoria kiss is giving me those exact same chaotic early 2000s soap opera vibes. It is the kind of plot twist that makes absolutely zero logical sense on paper, but when you put the actors in the room and let the messy drama unfold, it becomes iconic. Let's get back to the actual tea, though, because unlike those past couples, Kyle and Victoria have so much current, active baggage that this kiss is basically a lit match in a room full of gasoline waiting to explode. Hot take, but I am actually ascending, thinking about the family fallout that is about to nuke Genoa City. Imagine Victor Newman finding out about this. Victor is already putting aside his war with Nikki to deal with Nick's fentanyl crisis, but if he finds out that an abbot is putting his hands on his precious daughter during her most vulnerable moment, Victor will literally launch a full-scale corporate and personal war. And what about Jack? Jack is currently trying to play the hero by sponsoring Nick and comforting Nikki, but if he finds out Kyle is hooking up with Victoria, he is going to lose his absolute mind. The hypocrisy, the betrayal, the sheer volume of screaming matches we are about to get. And what does this mean for Claire? Is she going to hold this secret over Victoria's head? Claire's dynamic with the Newmans is still so fragile, and being burdened with this scandalous secret could completely isolate her again just when she was finding her footing. Plus, Holden is going to be visiting Malcolm Winters in the hospital, so Claire is going to need him more than ever to process this trauma. Honestly, besties, this is the most invested I have been in months. Sound off in the comments right now. Tell me I am not crazy, and let's pray we
Thank you
survive
for
the rest
watching
of
my
this week.
video. I will be updating regularly with the latest news, so please remember to subscribe to my channel to support me.